Hello everyone. So welcome back to my channel. So why I'm not uploading the videos so in the past few days, so I'm not feeling well. So today I will explain the concept like AWS code pipeline. So we are in the day 14. So in the day 13, so I explained like what is AWS code commit and why we need to AWS use the AWS code commit and all the things. So the next CI/CD tool like AWS code pipeline. And today I will explain the concept like what is AWS code pipeline and why we need this AWS code pipeline, and what are all the advantages of the AWS code pipeline and what are all the disadvantages of the AWS code pipeline, and what is the alternative tool we are using instead of the AWS code pipeline. So before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channels and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of my DevOps tutorials. Okay, so let me share my screen, quickly share my screen, and today I will show you the agenda. Uh, okay, so now you are able to see my screen. Okay, today's agenda so what is AWS code pipeline? Okay, what is AWS code pipeline? And what is AWS Jenkins? Jenkins versus AWS code pipeline. And what is the process of CI/CD normal way? And what is the process of using the AWS way? Okay, so this is using the Jenkins and this is using the AWS. Okay, so first I will explain the normal flow of the CI/CD flow. CI/CD using Jenkins. Then after that, I will explain the concept like AWS code pipeline. So using AWS. Okay. Now let me go back to the one diagram. So I wrote one simple diagram so you can easily able to understand the things here. Okay. So this is the continuous integration and continuous delivery. So in outsides, I mean before AWS, I mean this code pipeline and why this code pipeline came into the picture. So okay, so this is the user. These are all the developers. One moment. So I'm editing the thing. Okay. So I'm taking the markup here. Okay. So user developed an application. Okay. So he developed an application and he's having the code with him. After completion of one microservice, okay, for example, so when we are seeing the Flipkart or Amazon, so the payment section, checkout section, and cart section is there, right? So he completed the services like payment section. Okay, so the payment section he wrote the code. Then, so what he is doing like after code completion, he will check out the code. I mean, he will push the code to the GitHub repository. Okay. So this is the version control system. So this is the source code management system. So we kept all the code and we collaborate all the code in this version control system. So this is the code repository we are using the Git. So then after pushing our code into this GitHub or Git version control system, so we configured one webhook between the Jenkins as well as GitHub. So whenever we push it to the code, so it will start this. I mean, this man is the orchestrator. Okay, so he will see the whenever we push it to the code to the GitHub. So the changes we made into the GitHub, and he will trigger the continuous integration pipeline. So what does this continuous integration doing like? First, it will check out the code. Okay. So what is this continuous integration? I will tell you. So implementing the continuous integration today. So the Jenkins is the responsible for the implement the continuous integration here. Okay, first step it is I mean, what are the steps we are in the continuous integration like? First, we need to check out the code from the Git. Then we are building the code. Okay, so after build success, okay, so we are building the code. After build success, we are doing the code scan. what is this code scan like? So we are checking the code scan. I mean, is there any reusability of code? Is there any wastage of the code? So we can code scan here. I mean, we can check that code scan, and we can check the quality code quality also using the Sonar Cube. Like so a few tools are there. Then after that, everything is fine. So we image the build. So I mean, we created the uh, image for the our application. So okay. So then after that, we are image scanning. Okay. So after building completion of image completion, then we go for the image scan. The same after that, we push to the image to the our any of the ECR, or if you are using the Docker, some Docker registry. So we'll push our image to the Docker registry, or ECR. So what are all the services you are using? So you can push your image to that particular GitOps. So now here I am explaining the concept like so GitOps. Okay. So this is the continuous integration part till image push. Okay. Till image push, whenever we are uploading our code into the source code repository. So one payment service it is completed. So this needs to be tested. So within the using the pipeline. So what is this pipeline? So in the continuous integration, what are all the doing? So first we need to check out the code, then we need to build the code, then we need to code scan. After that, we are building the image. After that, we are scanning the image. Then we are pushing the image. So these are all under the part of the continuous integration. Then so Jenkins is the orchestrator. Okay, so he is the responsible for to implementing the continuous integration. Okay, and he is the responsible for invoking the continuous delivery. Okay, invoking the continuous delivery. So how we are doing the continuous delivery like? So we are using the agro CD. So after after image pushes, so we are maintaining one more GitOps tool here. So once the image pushed into the particular this Git repository, this agro CD will continuously watching this GitHub repository. So is there any image pushed to the this GitHub? It will deploy to the respective clusters. Okay, this is the so we are using the Kubernetes cluster. So for deploying the application, so it will simply deploy the deploy our application our applications. So in cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. So what are all the clusters you are having? So it will deploy our application into the clusters. So then the end users will access our application. Okay, so this is the process of without AWS, we are using the Jenkins here. So this is the Jenkins. So we are using the code pipeline. This is the code pipeline competitor in the world. So every organization, so most of the organizations using the Jenkins only. So why Jenkins you are using? So we are having the 1800 plus plugins are there in the Jenkins, and this is the open source, and a lot of community developers are there. This is the open source, and easy to manage the Kubernetes servers. And so in Jenkins, how we are doing this all the steps like, so we are writing the script like declarative pipeline. So using the Groovy language. Okay. So Groovy language, we are in our script we mentioned like checkout stages. We provide the stages in the Groovy file. Okay, stages and build and code scan image build. So we are we are passing this file. Okay, so this is the Groovy language we are using, and I will show you the sample Groovy file with you. Then you can able to understand the things how the Jenkins will doing the will continuous integration. So this is the normal way. Okay, so so AWS things like so this Jenkins like, so I will also came up with one solution, that is AWS code pipeline. So then I will tell you that thing also with you. Okay, so now here this is the AWS code pipeline way. So the same way what we are doing in the Jenkins using the Jenkins here. So the same way here. So this is the AWS code commit here. Okay, so AWS code commit means this is the GitHub here. So we are using the Git, right? So whenever user code the commit, then it will build the image. Okay, so use code pipeline is here, like here the code pipeline until here. Okay, so this building stage was doing the continuous integration for us in the AWS. Then it will automatically deploy our application into the respective areas. Okay, so this is the way, and I will see you one more picture here. Yeah, so this is the code commit. So this is the user, for example. So the user here, the user code commits into then the code build will start. So this code pipeline will do like code build. This code build will do the all the things like check out the things, then build the application, then code scan, then building the image, then image scan. Okay, so then everything is goes fine. So then the next step, it will go to the code deploy. So if you want to deploy in our application in EC2 instance or Kubernetes, whatever all you want, so you can deploy your application. Okay, so this is the thing, and the steps like so the organization, the steps may vary. Okay, because so we are using here, I'm using the steps like here. Let me go back to this particular diagram here. So here I'm using the steps like checkout, build, and image scan. So here I'm using the total si- total 6 steps here for the continuous integration. But organization to organization, these steps may vary. Okay, so there are multiple things are there in the continuous integration. So this is the high level overview. So organization to organization, so these steps may vary. Okay, so the continuous deployment is also using different way. So because I am using this here Hagro City, someone is using the Ansible, someone is using the shell script. So they are using the another tools also. Okay, so this is the process of continuous integration and continuous delivery. So here the orchestration tool was Jenkins. He was implementing the continuous integration here and invoking the continuous delivery. Okay, so here he was invoking the continuous delivery. He was implementing the continuous integration. He was invoking the continuous delivery. The major difference, the what I am telling, what I am sketching here, you need to understand the things. It will invoke the continuous delivery. It will implementing the continuous integration. So once the image is pushed to the GitHub, this GitHub, then this Agro CD will continuously watch this one. So once the image is pushed, then it will directly deploy into our Kubernetes cluster. So this is the normal way. And the AWS came with the same service. This is the AWS code pipeline. This is like act like as Jenkins here. Okay, so this will implement the code. This will continuous integration and implement the continuous deploy also using the deploy tool here. So this is the AWS managed process. Okay, so when we are why we are using the most. Okay, let me compare the things here. Like, let me go back to autodraw.com again. Okay, so I'm taking one new slide here. Okay, so I will explain. Okay, so here this is the AWS code pipeline. One moment. AWS code pipeline versus Jenkins. Okay, so in the Jenkins, and most of the organizations are using the Jenkins CI/CD tool, CI tool, used as CI tool, because it is open source. It's open source, easy to manage. For example, you are started a startup company. So you are having the Jenkins setup. So you are having the dedicated Jenkins dedicated users. So who they are worked in most of the things in the Jenkins. So they will easily manage our applications, and they will invoke the CI/CD implementation using the Jenkins. And this is openly free source, and everyone can use it. And the pipeline, and which are all the Groovy script, we can use the we can write declarative language using the Jenkins documentation. So if you don't want to manage this AWS CI/CD integration, and I mean this application CI/CD integration, so we'll go using the AWS code commit, AWS code pipeline, AWS code deploy. So you don't want to manage any things here. The AWS will directly manage all the things, and auto scaling your servers. And if the servers is gone, then the new server will came up. Okay, so the application and everything it was take care by the AWS only. Okay, but here the major disadvantages is it is applicable for only for AWS platform. For example, you are using the GCP or Azure, this AWS code commit, this AWS code pipeline, this AWS code deploy, it won't work for you. It won't work for you. This is dedicated to the AWS. So Jenkins you can use with, you can configure with whatever all the cloud platform you can configure, and you can use the Jenkins, and you can use the Jenkins pipelines. Okay, so you can GCP, you can configure Jenkins with the GCP, you can configure Jenkins with the Azure. So what are all you can what are all the you can use with the Jenkins? This AWS code pipeline, code commit, code build. So these are all only take care for the AWS things. Okay, and we are having the limited plugins or limited kind of things in the AWS, but in the Jenkins, in the Jenkins in the Jenkins, we are having 1800 plus plugins are there. Okay, and this is fully managed by AWS. I mean, you need to fully managed by AWS. Okay, one moment. We'll take new slide. Okay, so this is the AWS code pipeline. AWS code pipeline versus Jenkins. Okay, so this is the first, this is open source. Okay, open source, this is fully managed by AWS services. Okay, this is fully managed by AWS services. Okay, you can and in the virtual machines, I mean on the day two itself, I showed you we can use the Jenkins. I mean we can in the EC2 instance we can install our Jenkins, right? Okay, so in the AWS also you can serve the EC2 instance. In EC2 also you can download Jenkins, and you can use there in the EC2 also. Okay, here limited kind of centrics are there, and here 1800 plus plugins are there. Okay, so this is highly customizable, and this is limited. I mean this is easier with the only, this is easier with the AWS, that's it. So otherwise you are going to outside this AWS code pipeline code build, so you are not able to make the progress there. So here here pay for use. So what are all pay for use? So you are using the code commit, so Git repositories or AWS code pipeline build. This is why you need to pay for. This is the managed service. Okay. Okay, so this is very AWS native simple moderate pipelines. Okay, so when to use this AWS, I mean AWS code pipeline. So you are using the AWS services. You don't want to manage this entire CI/CD management things, and so then you can go then you can avoid the managing Jenkins infrastructure. So if you want the flexibility, and if you use the tools like all the multi-cloud tools, so you are using the GCP sometime, you are using the AWS, you are using the Azure sometimes, then you can go for the Jenkins. Okay, so this is the concept I want to explain today. So you are able to understand the things like, so why we need to use the AWS code pipeline, and what is the uh, AWS code pipeline versus Jenkins. Now you are able to understand the things like, right? So this is the concept today I want to explain with you guys. So if someone is asking like in the interview point of view, so what is the difference between the AWS code pipeline and this Jenkins? So you need to explain each and every concept so that I explained today. So you can majorly focus on 4 to 5 things. So it is open source, and we can have the number of plugins, and we are not having any restrictions, and we are using the multi-cloud things. Okay, so when you go to the AWS, it is only native to the AWS only. Okay, so this is the concept I want to explain today. So thank you so much. Tomorrow I will come with the new video. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, so please subscribe my channel. So please hit on the bell icon so you can never miss the notifications. And if you are not having any, if you are having any doubts in the you can provide the timestamp in the comment section. So then I will definitely reply back with you guys.